Okay, here we are. Hello,
Hi.
Facebook. Hi, Dana. I
Hello.
want to introduce everyone to my friend Dana. She has decided to come on here today at my request to talk about something that we haven't got to do on my page yet, and that's talking about ADHD within our families and the struggles with that. But she has found some hope and healing for her family, and I'd love for her to share that. She is a fitness professional as well as a lifestyle wellness coach. So she's got lots of insights to share with us. And I just want to let her go ahead and get started. Dana, can you share with us, where were you and your family unit previous to doing the gut brain axis protocol?
Oh gosh, yes. Well, thank you for having me on. I'm super
You're
excited
welcome.
to chat with you. A fellow boy mom. We each have three wonderful teenage boys that are almost about the same age, which is amazing. My journey for this actually started a really long time ago. So I have always been a fitness professional, always been really into clean eating, health, nutrition, working out. And then 7.5 years ago, my husband got diagnosed with kidney cancer. He had a tumor around his kidney, the size of his head. And he was like thin, fit, athletic. You couldn't see it, no symptoms. Long story short, he died within 6 weeks of realizing that he had the tumor.
Wow.
Died. And for me, I mean, not only did death rock my world, but I'm a fitness professional. I'm a nutrition coach. I really touted us as being healthy. I thought I was doing all of the things. Like, we were eating well, we were exercising, we were doing everything that I had learned you should be doing. And I was implementing that in my family. I was, always the mom that, like, my toddlers would be running the neighborhood. We would always be getting our exercise and doing our things. So I really started researching. I have a master's degree in mechanical engineering. And so I like the science.
Research, yes.
Right? I like the science. I like the details. So I just started reading. Like, the reading was therapeutic for me after my husband died, trying to not necessarily find an answer, but put pieces together. And what I kept reading from all kinds of different doctors, different people, like some people that have written these books weren't even doctors, but it was gut health, like a little bit about your microbiome, a little bit about inflammation, a little bit about just like the chaos that creates in your body, this inflammation that starts in your gut. So I went on a health journey on my own, scientist mind. I'm going to go to the grocery store and I'm going to just buy some. Like, I'm going to buy probiotics, and I heard prebiotics were good. I'm going to buy some of those. Like, I heard kefir was great. I'm going to buy some of that. And I'm going to start making smoothies and doing things. And
sure,
my kids weren't eating any of it because none of it tasted very good. And it was really expensive. I was spending a lot of money doing, who knows what. And about at the same time, I was having my oldest, my boys were 6, 8, and 10 when my husband passed. And so 6 months, a year after that was kind of, at the height of my craziness with researching. And at that same time, one of my kids is clinically, diagnosed. He has the ADHD label. As a mom, it took me a really long time to go get him officially tested because I don't like labels. I don't like addressing it that way. I knew that he had a hard time focusing, and I was trying to do all of the things that I could. Like, let's walk the block before you go to school. Let's make sure that your lunch has the most fantastic things in it that you're not eating. Like, you're bringing it home because you're not eating it. But I'm in it to win it, trying. And I'm making these gross smoothies that no one is eating. But the teachers and the doctors were really pressuring me to put him on pharmaceutical drugs. And my health-minded, brain did not want to do it. I got beat up and beat up and beat up. He was getting kicked out of classrooms, sitting in the hallway. I could see his demeanor be crushed because he now was confident in knowing that he was the kid that was going to be kicked out of class. He was the kid that was going to be sent to the hallway. It's like, oh, it's you. Of course you didn't turn in your homework. Why would you? So like his confidence was really down. I actually did try a pharmaceutical drug. He actually didn't like it. And I didn't like what I saw in him because it stripped him of his personality. Like he became a zombie. But even at fourth grade, which is where this all kind of went down, he knew that he didn't like what he felt like. And at this same moment, it was like the perfect, explosion of information. I was introduced to this gut-brain axis. And I knew enough about the microbiome and about inflammation. And I had read enough also about ADHD to know that that's also created by inflammation.
Right.
I learned about the gut-brain axis and how if you can reduce that inflammation and get that communication highway working, it can directly help ADHD.
Right.
So I was all in. I was like, why would I not try this? Like, let's go. Yeah. Like, we're all going to try this. So I put my entire family, I have 3 boys and myself, on this gut-brain axis protocol. My mind was blown. So I had research, like, I love a good probiotic. I knew the things, but I had no idea the results that we were going to get from adding this to our lives. So within probably 3 months, I had multiple teachers email me to thank me for finally listening to them. And in their minds, they were convinced that he was on, Ritalin or some other ADHD drug, and he wasn't. But what happened was that when we healed his gut microbiome, and then we got that connection from his gut to his brain, he just had the bandwidth. He now could, he wasn't sitting at a desk, he didn't go from a D student to an A student, but he was able to sit at his desk and not be disruptive. And when you called on him, he was not a space cadet. He was able to say, oh, okay, I'll do that. And so now he was a constructive part of the classroom. And then, like, from a mom's perspective, like, my heart was bursting with joy because I could see his confidence coming back up, and I had my child back because he was great at home, but he had lost himself at school and honestly given up. Like, he had given up on trying because he had found, which we all do, if somebody tells you that you are something enough times, you put yourself in the box. Right. And you start living in it. And he was living in that box. And he's a creative. Most kids that do have ADHD are super creative, are highly intelligent. Right. They just need tools. And the school was providing the tools, the, extended time for taking tests. And they were trying their best with, like, sending him to the hall, but that wasn't helping him.
No. And it means you're not addressing the root, and you're not addressing that inflammation. No matter what protocol or other programs you bring in, it's not going to progress in the way that you're wanting and hoping that it will.
Yeah. So, I'm ecstatic. He has been on this protocol for, a couple of years now, and he is soaring through life. He doesn't get kicked out of any classroom anymore. Some of it comes with maturity, but also he has his body working for him, and he genuinely feels good, because a lot of kids also that have ADHD are like, my stomach hurts, my head hurts, I don't feel good, I'm going to stay home. And honestly, a lot of it is anxiety in them related to the ADHD, related to the feelings of school. Like, I don't want to go to school. Now I have a tummy ache. So it's all of these things kind of wrapped together. And you said it, it's the inflammation
together.
Yeah. And getting your body to truly work for you, which is amazing.
Right. Yeah. That is so beautiful. I'm so glad to hear that story. So I'm curious to ask, what did you ever mention to the teachers? Like, here's actually what we did. What do you think?
You know, it took me probably a year before I told them what I was doing, because also, like, at the very beginning of this journey, I lacked the confidence to say, like, this is what I'm doing, and I know it's awesome. Where I was like, I almost felt shameful, like, oh, well, I'm going against the grain.
I'm not doing right.
Yeah, everyone else is like over here in this lane, and I'm over here in this lane. But now, no, I share it with everyone because there's no side effects. I'm not battling trying to make him gain weight because he's been on a drug or a pharmaceutical that lowers his appetite and makes him a zombie. There are no side effects to this. It's just healing his body. And he is a vibrant, charismatic, hilarious human being that everyone loves and adores. And now he can stay in the classroom and really bring that in the correct time, because, ADHD, also a lot of the problems with that is that you have outbursts. Like, you can't control when you want to say something. So then the teacher kicks you out because you're talking outside of your turn.
Right.
He has hilarious things to add, but now he adds them at the right time. And so in most of the classrooms, he's a class favorite because he's intelligent and he's figured out how to thrive in that classroom, which is amazing.
That is so wonderful. Yeah. And how about, just really quick, like, other improvements for your other boys?
My other boys, I mean, I can definitely tell from a kid's perspective, stress resilience and just our overall home vibe. So one thing that I had no clue, like, if you would have told me about stress resilience 5 years ago, I would have rolled my eyes and been like, Crystal, what you talking about? Like, what is stress resilience? I didn't have any. I didn't know that I needed it. And I didn't understand, like, where that would apply. But what I have come to find out is that, like, my littlest one has a very, he's a strong-willed child. Have you ever read the book by Dr. James Dobson, Strong-Willed Child? Like,
yes. That, and there's another one by Cynthia Tobias called You Can't Make Me, But I Can Be Persuaded. That's another great one.
So, like, as a mom, I read all of those books, and they all have fantastic tidbits of information. But we were still this, like, and I didn't have the stress resilience to, like, really meet him where I needed to meet him. I was like, I'm your mother, and this is what I said, and we're gonna, you better make it happen. And, it was terrible. Like, our home vibe was terrible because, like, he wasn't listening to anything I wanted to tell him to do if he didn't agree that it was his idea. So moving forward, right? I mean, moving forward with this protocol, healing my microbiome and finding the stress resilience myself and him. One, I came to learn that I probably still have, but it's very much so managed, high functioning anxiety. Like, where as a parent, I can take it and take it and take it and take it until I can't take it. And from a child's perspective, he was the one that was like, that makes no sense. I did that yesterday. You're not disciplining me for doing it today because I did it yesterday and didn't get in trouble. And, like, for me, I was like, yeah, but today I'm to here.
I've had enough, right?
And so you're going to your room and you're sitting there and I'm locking the door and you're not coming out. Like, it was that. So what I have found for all of us is that we have the resilience to lean in and actually have the conversation. Like, when he is at a 10 and ready to lose it, I literally hand him a little bit of magic in a container and in the form of mood. And I'm like, you need to go take this. Just take it. I'll be back at you in 10 minutes. And then I come back at him in 10 minutes. And honestly, Crystal, like, it's not magic, but we are able to have a conversation.
Right.
We are able, like, I am able to discipline him. Part of it is me. I have stress resilience and I have, I don't know, found balance with my anxiety. I'm not at a 10, I'm at a 6 instead of at a
Right.
10. And then I'm able to talk to him, and it's a win-win. We're both
Instead
talking.
of reacting, you are able to just
Mhm.
sit back and respond to one
Mhm.
another. That's what I found.
It would be reacting and exploding. And
Mhm.
when I tried for this particular child, when I tried to react with him, he would jet down the street, knowing
Right.
knowing that he was faster than me and I wasn't gonna catch him. And he'd be like, "Catch me if you can."
Later.
You know, this down like and
Right.
as a parent, I was like, "What am I gonna do with this?" Like, well,
Right, right, right.
I don't know what to do with this. And
Wow.
I mean, I had read the books and done the things, but it wasn't until we
You found that
healed.
missing piece. Yeah.
The missing piece was healing our gut brain axis and
Yes.
using the 3-step process that you and I both like love and adore to
Yeah.
find that stress resilience in us as parents and in our kids. Like everyone,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
everyone needs it. And it doesn't matter like how clean we eat, only
That's the
organic,
thing.
all clean. I eat very little protein. We're, pretty much vegetarian, like all the things
Yep.
that society says this makes you healthy. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Right.
It's still missing a beat.
They
So,
contribute, but you have to heal that gut. You have to remove those layers, balance that microbiome,
mhm,
remove the dysbiosis. Yeah.
mhm.
Dana, I am so glad you came on and shared today. It has been just wonderful learning about your family and eye-opening as
Yeah.
to how the protocol has really helped you all and brought harmony in your home again. That feels good, doesn't it?
It feels so good. Harmony is such a great word. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for having me, Crystal.
You're welcome. And those who have been watching or those who catch this on the replay, if you have questions about this gut brain access protocol, we'd be happy to share what we've been doing, both of us, for quite a while now, and just the benefits that you can find for your family as well. So thanks for being here. Bye, Dana.
Bye.